I'm going to give this a second because it says live video is starting, and lately I've been starting before it started. I'm now live. Okay, welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses, and if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. So, got a good question from Benny. What is list stacking? What does it necessarily mean? How does it work or help? Okay. List stacking is the process of taking multiple lists and stacking them in a computer program, to see how many people show up on how many lists. So let me get more specific. First of all, I can list stack in my CRM. I usually list stack via batch lead services. There used to be Batch Lead Stacker, and there's a company called Property List Manager. I think it got taken over by another company. The idea is that if I can get lists of possible sellers that have a pain point, so I'll give you examples. Let's say I get a list of everyone who's tax delinquent in my area, right? I can get that in Nassau County once a year when the liens come out. Suffolk County, sometimes you can get it more often. Everybody who's tax delinquent. Then I get a list of every property that's vacant in my area. And then I get a list of properties where the owner doesn't live there, where the owner lives out of state. And then I get a list of properties that have code violations. Not all those lists are available in all my areas, but let's say I got those 4 lists. Those are all 4 separate reasons why somebody might want to sell, right? They don't live there, it's vacant, he's not paying his taxes, and he's got code violations. If I then put that into a program like Batch or any kind of list stacking software, I might focus on the people that are on all 4 lists, right? Let's say I had limited marketing funds and I wanted to mail the people who I felt had the most chance of selling. I would use the people who are on the most lists. That's the basics of list stacking. It's a little more technical than what I just described, but the basics are you can see how many lists somebody shows up on. Now, this works if you can get multiple pain point lists. Unfortunately, in most of my areas, I can't get tax delinquent lists. Maybe once a year I can. Vacant I can't get code violation lists. So you have to look at what areas you want to operate in, and in those areas, what are the pain point lists that you can get, right? Vacant's always good. Absentee owner is good. It doesn't necessarily mean it could be a second home if someone just gets their tax bill somewhere else. But these are all things that help. Remember, we're not working. People think we're going to buy a list and that's going to be people who want to sell. We're not. That's not the list we work with. We work with lists of people that are more likely to sell for a reason. They're in the what is it? ESI, the high ESI list from Listability is people in economic distress. Doesn't mean they're going to sell their house. Just means that they are a little more likely to sell their house. If you get a list of vacant properties, that doesn't mean they're going to sell their house. They might be doing work on it, but it's more likely that they're going to sell that house. If you get a list of people who, it's a weird call. Sorry. If you get a list of people that haven't paid their taxes, it doesn't mean they're going to sell the house. It might have been an oversight, right? The lender might be paying the taxes. It might have sent it to the wrong place. What happens a lot, I see, is that people have multiple lots, so they buy a house and it's on a 50 by 100 lot, and then there's a strip of 10 feet by 100 next to them, and the lender will be paying their taxes through their mortgage lender will pay their taxes. They'll pay the taxes on the 50 by 100 lot, and the taxes won't get applied to the 10 by 100 lot, and then it'll be tax delinquent. But really, it's not tax delinquent. The guy paid his mortgage payment that included his taxes, and the lender screwed it up. That happens all the time. So any one of these things may or may not indicate that somebody really wants to sell. But when you factor in all these things together and you stack the list and you see people that are on multiple pain points, that is a better indicator that that person might be inclined to sell. It doesn't mean they will. But all we're doing when we buy lists and market to lists is we're trying to get people who are more likely to sell for one or more specific reasons. The action of list stacking is trying to narrow down those people that are most likely to sell because they have multiple pain points. Now, having said that, in a lot of areas, a lot of people are doing list stacking. And what you may want to do is stay away from those that are list stacked, because that's where they're going to get the most competition. You may want to try a more esoteric list. So a list that I use, because I can't get so much data, is people that are old. So let's say over 60, have lived in the house over 20 years, and have some decent equity. Also, sometimes I don't even filter for equity. That's another thing you may want to do. Also, one list that people use is high equity list, right? If a guy has a lot of equity, maybe he wants to sell because he's got all this money in the house. Price has gone up. He owns it for a while. That's another point that you may want to use when you list stack. I usually don't filter for equity, but I understand why some people do, and people have gotten definitely have gotten deals off that list. So that's the basics of it. I'm only 5 minutes into a 10-minute call. A 10-minute recording. I wonder what we should talk about now. Any suggestions? Screen. It makes sense. List stacking definitely makes sense. I know people that made millions of dollars doing list stacking. It's in essence saying that your marketing is limited. I don't have unlimited funds for marketing. If I'm going to spend money on mail, for example, or even calling, I want to spend that on the people that are most likely to sell. Therefore, I'm going to stack multiple pain point lists, and I'm going to focus, at least first, on those people that show up on multiple lists. It does make sense. I do something similar to that now. I'm spending a lot of money on PPC now, so I'm trying to cut back some of my direct mail. So I want people that are on multiple lists to do that. That's the basic gist of how I use list stacking. But there are powerful tools like Batch, PLM, what is a property list manager I used before. Those are the places I would go. There's probably a million other companies that do list stacking now. So I'm going to cut this one short because I just ran out of things to say. That happens to me sometimes. I apologize. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you are interested in, if you're interested in finding out, how do I tell you this? I just changed some of my program. I have a program that I'm selling now, teaches you how to do it, but you got to go to, what is it? I don't know what the link is. Shoot, I should know this. I apologize. Well, if you want to go to pp.learntoflipandwholesale.com, that'll work. That's a 3 payment plan for the property. Or you can go to coaching.learntoflipandwholesale.com. I'm talking out of my butt today because I changed all my links today. So whatever, some of the things on the bottom work too. Please keep the comments coming. I post 5 times a week. I don't always know what to say. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. Ask any question you want. It does not have to be about the video you're watching. If it's a simple answer, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's something new, then I will reply. If it's something new, I'll do a new video on it. If it's something I covered recently, I'll send you links to a video or videos on it. Thank you very, very, very much for watching. I'm sorry I have like a brain fog right now. I'm just losing it. I apologize.